All right, Nimesh, thanks for that. So we've spoken about IT and PSUs as sectors. I want to talk about one particular stock, and this is Bajaj Finance. And I'll tell you why this is interesting, right? I mean, Bajaj Finance is, if there is one name which is the absolute sort of top tier NBFCs, it is Bajaj Finance. Now, look at this headline, right? If things end like this, let's just go back to the first plate, please. If things end like this for Bajaj Finance, which is where the price is today, it will be the lowest return year, 2022, in the last 10 years. Bajaj Finance, as of today's close, is down about 8% for the year. Now, this is surprising, and this graphic will tell you why. The last time Bajaj Finance was down was in 2011. It was down 12%, and you can look at what has happened since. Just incredible run the stock has had, and this year, in 22, with a week to go, things can change, but I mean, I don't know how much. We're down 8% or so. So after 10 years, it's negative performance for Bajaj Finance. Now, this is what the stock has done, right? The lowest positive return for Bajaj Finance in that period has been 2013, which was 21%. The lowest return was 21%. Negative return years, of course, this year and 2011, as I said. And even with these two negative years, the CAGR since 2009 is 50%. I mean, this would rank in the top percentile. I think this would be number one or number two in terms of, if you just look at the Nifty 50 stocks from the 2009 Nifty index and look at the constituents, this would be right up there. Now, these are valuations and how valuations for Bajaj Finance have moved. And, you can see this step up, right? Every, 5 years, 6 years, the valuation moves up substantially and then it stays there. So in 2012, it was 1.8 times forward. This is all Bloomberg data. 2015, it moved up to 4 times. 1 year forward price to book. 2018, almost 7 times. It moved up to almost 8.5 times. This is, in 2021. And right now, it's come off a little bit back to the 2017-18 kind of levels at about 6.48. But this is standalone valuation. We'll have to put this into perspective. But in any case, the current valuation is still much higher than the 12-year average of 4.5 odd times 1 year forward. Let's compare this to something, right? Now, what do we compare this to? Let's compare this to what is widely considered the highest quality top-tier bank, which is HDFC Bank, right? Now, this is Bajaj Finance and HDFC Bank. We spoke with JP Morgan's banking analyst who said that Bajaj Finance, and the reason, if you compare the stock price of Bajaj Finance and look at their AUM growth, they're very closely related, closely correlated. The yellow one is Bajaj Finance, the yellow line is Bajaj Finance. As you can see, for a while, the loan growth was head and shoulders above HDFC Bank. There was a dip, during COVID period, and then it is picked up once again. This is F5. This is the last FY21 data. 22, there is data, but more importantly, look at FY24, which is what markets are focused on. Almost converging, right? HDFC Bank actually is at 26% estimated loan growth. Bajaj Finance is at 23 times. For 24, which is 1 year forward, HDFC Bank expected to do better than Bajaj Finance in terms of loan growth. Let's look at the other thing, which is profit after tax growth, PAT growth rate as well. Again, as you can see, Bajaj Finance head and shoulders above HDFC Bank for a while, right? This is the period of the valuation expansion. Sharp dip. HDFC Bank did not lose money during COVID. Bajaj Finance did report losses. And then there is a sharp recovery, which of course far exceeds what HDFC Bank has done. But here also, as you can see, there is some sort of a convergence. This is FY24 estimates. These are Goldman Sachs estimates. And FY24, Bajaj Finance is expected to grow profits of 19%, HDFC Bank of about 27% or so. So in both parameters, for 24 numbers, HDFC Bank still beating, which is a much larger entity, by the way, to grow at that rate and beating Bajaj Finance, quite something. Now, this is valuation comparison for both, and I think this is the point which JP Morgan's Saurabh was making. Bajaj Finance commanding premium valuations as compared to HDFC. At the peak, the number was about 172% premium over HDFC Bank's valuation. It's come off to 122 odd percent, but given the fact that valuations, and these are 1 year forward, given the fact that on both loan growth and profit after tax growth, HDFC Bank is still behind, Bajaj Finance is still behind HDFC Bank for FY24. would you want to pay that kind of a premium? I think this is the kind of question which the market will pay attention to. I just want to leave you with what next, a couple of points. Bajaj Finance saw loan growth slowing during COVID. It's picked up as we just showed you. Rate hike impact is not going to be as big because of the absolute high net interest margins. We saw that in the second quarter numbers which Bajaj Finance reported. There is the digital aspect of it, right? The app is already live, but the management has said the full app rollout will be by March of 23. It's expected to show up in a big way in 24 numbers. And of course, on the flip side, there is intense competition. As compared to 5 or 10 years back, the amount of competition from lenders of all kinds, fintechs, etc., is much higher. So are we in for a more normalized 25-30% growth rate for Bajaj Finance, or from the 40, 45, 50% growth that we've seen? Although I have to say, whoever over a longer period of time has bet against Bajaj Finance's performance has proved to be wrong. So history and empirical evidence points to the fact that maybe 23 we will see at least a better performance as compared to what we've seen this year so far. Back to you guys.
Very interesting, Prashant. We need to get into a very short break, but we'll continue talking about the markets. We'll also invite Mihir Vora, CIO of Max Life Insurance.